Greetings YouTube, Simon here, welcome back to Final Fantasy VII, and I am looking forward to this. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you the start of the stat maxing guide. So we are going to be using the W item Morph glitch, and I just want to give credit to Lomax for his in-depth advanced techniques that he shared in his own video series. I'll leave a link to those regarding the W item materia. He's basically covering the heck out of that materia and everything you can do with it, and I really recommend his videos for more details. But I'm going to be showing you step by step here how you can first of all farm for power sources. Now, in my opinion, power sources are the best sources to farm for first of all, mostly because of the fact that Yuffie is going to be your main morpher. And that's because of her Conformer weapon, which you're going to want as a prerequisite for any of these future videos, because the Conformer does not do reduced damage when using the Morph ability. And by going for power sources first, not only are the enemies really easy to morph because they're disc 1 enemies, but you can also then power up Yuffie very quickly using those power sources to start morphing more powerful enemies for higher amounts of damage. So I do recommend going for the power sources first in order to max strength out before moving on to the others. So what you're going to need, apart from the W item materia of course and the Conformer, are two other party members. One, in my case Barrett, just equipped with any spell. In my case I'm going for Restore All. And then Cloud, or your other party member, with the W item. So obviously Yuffie is going to be the most important party member. She's going to be using Morph. Any other party member can have those other materias. So there we have it. So very easy setup there. Nothing else to do in terms of materia or equipment, but in terms of items, this is really important. You need a whole bunch of dummy items. The more dummy items you have, the more power sources you will be able to farm without having to return to buy more dummy items. So you can get 99 power sources for every dummy item that you've set up here. And you're going to want your dummy items at the top. Now, dummy item can be any usable item in battle of which you own one and only one copy of that item. So, again, credit to Lomax for this idea that made me aware of it. But greens are fantastic dummy items because you can easily go and buy more once you've used them. So in total here I have 13 dummy items, which means that we will be able to farm for a grand amount of 1,287 power sources before we need to leave the area and go and restock up on more dummy items. You can actually bring in far more than 13, but for the purposes of this video I think that will suffice. So, just to clarify, power sources will boost the strength stat of your characters. So, I'm going to be starting by boosting Yuffie's strength stat, which is currently set to 74. She does about 3,000 points of physical damage with her Conformer weapon on an equivalent or so leveled enemy. So what you're going to do is make your way over to the nibble area once you've gone ahead and set everything up. There's one thing I do want to show you that is really, really important. Any item that you're going to be duplicating cannot already exist in your inventory. So in this case, power sources are the item for the day. You've probably already got some from various treasure chests throughout the game, as I have here. I have 7. It's very important we go ahead and use these, or we would not be able to duplicate them in battle. So you need to empty out your inventory of the item completely before trying this method. Right, so what we're going to do is make our way now all the way around. Thank goodness for turbo speed and the disabling of enemy encounters here. And there's one specific area that I know the enemy we need, which are known as screamers, will appear. And that's outside of the Mount Nibble React. I'm doing all of this live, by the way, with no edits, so you guys can just see how it all works. And into the next screen, and there we have it. So hopefully this won't take long to encounter them. Yeah, there we go. So the ones that are swinging those balls are the ones that we want. And what we're going to do is start by casting a spell. Probably should have put ribbons on to protect against stare down, but that'll be okay. We'll morph one, and then we'll cast one of our dummy items and wait for Yuffie to morph the enemy. So with Conformer, and even with relatively low damage at low strength, she should be able to morph quite easily. And then we can just use the standard glitch that we know and love using W item to get as many power sources up to the maximum cap of 99 that we want. So by using our dummy item there, we create that empty space in the inventory. And that means that that space will be filled by the power source after Yuffie completes her morph. And then by moving on with the W item trick, we can then duplicate it thusly. So let's just go ahead here and get to 99. A little bit faster maybe. Don't forget as well, guys, it's really important that before you try this in the next battle that you use these power sources. Otherwise, no more can be added using this glitch. Nearly there. Well, I didn't mess up. First time. Okay, so we just need to finish this battle or escape. Doesn't matter which. Okay, and with that done, we're going to go ahead and use those sources. And that's pretty much the farm. You can just repeat this as many times as you want. Obviously, when you run out of dummy items, you'll have to go and stock up on more. But each dummy item effectively translates into 99 power sources, which is a huge amount. So this alone is going to boost Yuffie's strength, not to max, because she was only on 74, but well into the hundreds. By the way, guys, one little tip for you as well. Stats, I believe, actually continue to boost, even if they're not being updated on the character status screen. You'll know when you physically cannot boost a character's stat any further, because you will not be able to give them any more sources. So let's say Yuffie was maxed here on strength. If I tried to give her a power source, we get the duh-duh sound, and it wouldn't be able to be used. So just keep giving each character the sources until you cannot give them any more. So now if we check Yuffie's strength stats, after the first 2 minutes of farming, it's already on 180. One thing to note, I would say, just before each battle, make sure you rearrange your dummy items so that there's no space at the top of the list. That way you won't accidentally duplicate the green that you've just used, as opposed to the power source, which is of course what you want to duplicate. So as you can see, I've got no space there, apart from the one we just created as per the battle. And now, as you can see, I cannot give Yuffie any more power sources, meaning that her strength stat is now completely maxed. So technically, even if I gave her the weakest weapon, the 4-point shuriken, she should still have at this point 255 strength, which she does. So that's max damage right there. Alright then, guys, so obviously you can go ahead and repeat this on your other party members now until they've all maxed out their strength stats, and then in a future video we can start moving on to some of the other stats. Now, some of the enemies that we need to use this morph glitch on are far more powerful than these nibble enemies here, which is again why I recommend doing power sources first, so at least Yuffie's doing big amounts of damage for morphing then going forward. But thanks for stopping by, checking out the video. Huge shout out to everybody who supports the channel as patrons, YouTube members or super chatters. Thanks again to Max for his tips on this topic, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.